doing a video like this for an entirely new audience it's almost like a job interview. It's weird. I'm gonna dress up for my new job interview, guys. Look okay? So what is going on, guys? If you're a longtime subscriber or a fairly recent subscriber, then this video is going to be a little bit different. If you happen to find this video in the vast YouTube algorithm nonsense that goes on, then hello, I'm Atticus, and I generally make Pokemon Go content, but with the announcement of Pokemon Masters, I really do kind of want to get into this game and try to figure out how it functions and kind of bring the analysis side of what I do with Pokemon Go into Pokemon Masters as well, if it is the type of game that I am completely expecting here. So let's actually go over what Pokemon Masters is and kind of what we know so far. So in case your living situation resembles that of Crustle, you may not have heard of Pokemon Masters up until this point. Pokemon Masters is a collaboration between the Pokemon Company and a company called DeNA, which together they are ultimately bringing a mobile game to both iOS and Android. The game does take place in its own region called Pasio, which is an island type region. The game seems to focus that there are many trainers rolling into Pasio to actually compete in a league, you guessed it, called the Pokemon Masters League. Each trainer has a single Pokemon that actually travels as their companion throughout the game. And a pair between a Pokemon and their trainer in this game is called a sync pair. The story of the game seems to put the player up against trainers from past main series games like Brock, Misty, Erica, and even Cynthia. To participate in the Masters League themselves, the player will actually have to travel through the region and actually obtain gym badges just like main series games. Pokemon battles are looking quite different in this game though than what we've previously seen in other iterations of Pokemon games. Battles are actually performed with a 3-on-3 type situation, so 3 sync pairs versus 3 other sync pairs. Now all of these battles do happen in real time based on an energy meter, which basically fills up over time, and once you have enough energy allotted to fire certain moves, you can pay that energy to actually fire those moves in battle. Similar to how Z-moves were just introduced into the Pokemon main series games, we do actually have another gimmick type move here as well called sync moves. Interestingly, trainers also will have access to perform moves as well, and these can be things that could possibly just be a simple cheer to the Pokemon or even a communication that could do a wide array of things as far as boosting attack or boosting stats in general, or even possibly healing that Pokemon in the middle of battle as well. The premise of the game does seem to build a dream team of your ideal trainers and Pokemon to perform inside of the Masters League and actually go through the story to become the Pokemon Master. As of recording, the game does not have a release date. The only information that we do have is summer of 2019, which should be coming to a close in the next month or so, depending on when you actually count the summer months to be. Now, based on the game, the way it was presented, it does seem to be a gacha style game, which if that's true, then I'm very excited for that. For the unfamiliar, a gacha style game derives from the gacha machine that actually dispenses small toys. A personal favorite of mine would be like Dragon Ball Legends, but others include Fire Emblem Heroes, Epic 7, and even Crusader's Quest. Gacha games have the appeal of summoning or pulling characters that you either are meta-defining or possibly just personal favorites and getting to use them in some way inside of the game. Now, of course, with gacha games, there are 2 typical styles that people end up playing in, either free to play or pay to win, pay to play. So once a character is obtained, there is a general way to enhance their abilities or power them up, if you will. Inside Pokemon Masters, this could be easily explored in lots of different ways. Since this is also early on, this is of course pure speculation, but how about powering up Pokemon to learn better moves? Or powering up trainers to learn new abilities? Or possibly even evolving Pokemon once they hit a certain level? Unlimited possibilities in a wide array of ways that they could end up taking this. It will be very interesting to see which way DeNA actually does this. Now there are a few sync pairs that have already been announced, and all of this information is going to come directly from Bulbapedia. This information is also out there on Serebii, but I just like the way that it's presented a little bit better here on Bulbapedia. So we do have our protagonist, which will actually carry Pikachu as its Pokemon, which you can also choose between a male or female in terms of protagonist, so you do have that gender role if you choose. We do have Red sporting his Charizard. We do have Blue with Pidgeot, Brock with Onix, Misty with Starmie, Erica using Vileplume, Lance with Dragonite, Claire using Kingdra, Brendan using Trico, Norman using Slaking, Flannery using Torkoal, Steven with Metagross, Barry with Piplup, Crasher Wake with Floatzel. We do have Flint with Infernape, Cynthia using her signature Garchomp, Thornton with Bronzong, Sharon with Stoutland, Alyssa with Zebstrika, Skyla with Swanna, Iris with Haxorus, Caitlin with Reuniclus. Then we do have Grimsley with Liepard, Rosa with Snivy, Corinna with Lucario, Wulfric with Avalugg, Diantha with Gardevoir, Professor Kukui with a Lycanroc. We do have Acerola with our Palossand. Then we do have Nanu with the Alolan Persian there. And excuse me if I butchered any of those names because... Okay. Which quite a few of these do seem quite interesting. I mean, straight away, of course, the Pokemon that have a general higher base stat than a lot of other Pokemon already do seem quite enticing. Things like Charizard, even Dragonite, and of course the Metagross, the Garchomp, all of those seem very, very cool. Haxorus, of course, Lucario. I'm personally most interested in Avalugg. Oddly enough, I just have always thought Avalugg was a really interesting Pokemon. And then I do like the fact that we have someone like Lance sporting the Dragonite. Things like that are just really cool to see. So based on everything that we've seen in Pokemon Masters so far, I'd like to hear what your guys' opinion on it are. Do you guys think that we're actually going to get a gacha style Pokemon game? I am personally super excited for that. Most recently, I've been very heavy into Dragon Ball Legends and playing a ton of that, and I really like that play style. I'm definitely more of a free-to-play player. I do take part in some of the sales every now and then if they have a decent sale on the premium currency and anything like that. But in general, I definitely do like the game in terms of its basic premise and its style of how it's played and how you power up things. And I really hope that if DNA decides to go with a gacha style game, that it is something very similar to what we've seen in the past. Hopefully, we do have a way to re-roll, which is a common term in gacha games where you start the game, go through generally as far as you can until you're able to start obtaining characters from whatever means there are. Generally in Dragon Ball Legends, it's called like a banner. Once you get to that banner and are able to summon characters, then you basically summon and whatever you get is what you got. If you don't have something that's either a personal favorite or a meta-relevant summon, then you just kind of delete the app and restart. Basically, you just get to re-roll. So I'm very excited that hopefully if this turns out to be a gacha game, I'm probably going to be all over this game. I really do like the aspect of the gacha game in general. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, of course, I do highly encourage you to stick around, whether you're into Pokemon Go or you're into Pokemon Masters. I do plan on doing videos for both of these. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for watching. Always remember that if you like to like videos, you can do that. But if you don't, you can be that guy. Otherwise, let me know what you have to say down in the comments below. And until our next video, I will catch you then.